iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome in here tonight, race fans, to the Nashville Speedway here in Tennessee. It is the Fat Wade MacDuff Memorial Race presented by 4X Racing. Well, Kelly, I guess it's the best kind of start we're going to have here to Nashville. Welcome, though, here to Tennessee, Kelly. And we haven't been here in a very long time.
Yeah, the Upstate Racing League has only made one stop here once before, and that was 3 years ago, back in 2021. And that winner of that race was Mike Alexander. So keep an eye on him to throw at the night, see if he can maybe repeat. But currently, at least in the qualifying times as they run, he's a little bit in the middle of the field.
Yeah, what's better than Brian Hacker having the provisional pole right now, and it's looking like, yep, we can officially call that as Brian Hacker will snag the pole here tonight for the Fat Wade MacDuff Memorial Race presented by 4X Racing. Of course, Brian Hacker, his mentor, his idol, well, that was Wade MacDuff. Unfortunately, Wade MacDuff hasn't raced with the series the past 2 seasons, but Brian Hacker says the Fat Wade MacDuff will always live on in his heart and in his mind when he's out here on iRacing. So Brian Hacker going to snag that provisional pole here tonight. Second looking like Gary Eschen here tonight so far. So these drivers here at Nashville, it's the music city, it's the music capital. Well, tonight, these horsepower machines are going to be singing a song for 100 laps around the banking and a brand new, well, I say brand new feature, race fans. That dynamic track is back. Kelly, they said 3-4 wide racing here tonight. I didn't know we were at Daytona or Talladega.
At least in practice, I was watching a few of these guys as they were going around, and at the very least, 2 wide racing is definitely a possibility. And we also saw that last week as those guys were side by side and able to run both lines pretty well. So from what I've at least seen in practice so far, we can probably expect the same kind of racing. And last week, it caused some sparks to fly and gave us some fireworks. So hopefully we have another exciting race. Maybe not quite in the same vein as last week, though.
Well, what do you say we fire this one off here tonight with a starting lineup here for the Best Colorful Creations Pro Series, the Fat Wade MacDuff Memorial. Starting lineup looks like this. Starting on the pole here tonight, the 4X Motorsports. Number 2, of Brian Hacker will snag the pole. To his outside, car number 23, the jump man, Gary Eschen. How about one of the drivers that finished inside the top 3 last week? Car number 13, that'll be Guillaume Fortin, starting in 3rd. Stephen Rochefort, last week's winner, car number 66, was down on the speed charts in our practice session, but 4th overall here in qualifying. We had a quick time in our, practice session here. Car number 15, Matthew Barkhouse, will start 5th. Then it's going to be the 46 of Philip Martin starting back into the 6th spot. Gavin Isley in car number 18 will start in 7th. Matt Eddy in the number 88 will start from the 8th spot. Rex Oil in car number 54 will be 9th. And Mike Alexander, the only driver that has won here at Nashville, will start back into the 10th starting spot tonight.
On the inside, row number 6, we're going to see the 5 of Scott Austin. And starting on the outside, the 31 of Logan Powers. Justin MacDuff in that 20 machine, he'll be rolling off in 13th. And Adam Gable will be starting in 14th. Mike Peake will be starting off in the 15th spot with that number 6 machine with Ty Delphia on his outside. The 81 of Jimmy McIntyre Jr. starts the race off in 17th, and Ryan Holland in 18th. Row number 10 is going to see the 92 of Adam Turner on the inside and the 215 of Tyler Bushy to the outside.
Back into the 21st spot here tonight. He ran the dirt side of things. Car number 53 of Wade Purchase will start 21st. Then how about the boss man himself, the number 96 of Al Smith Jr. will start back in 22nd. Then it'll be the Culpeper's Bakery Cafe, number 14 of Brian Bianchi. He'll roll from the 23rd starting position. How about this driver? He missed last week, and he's going to start shotgun to the field here. The Epic Media number 6 of Joe Schaefer Jr. Look for him to come through the field fast and heavy here tonight. That's your 24 car starting field here tonight for the Fat Wade MacDuff Memorial, brought to us by 4X Racing. That is it, Kelly. 24 drivers, 100 laps set here, and we're 1 lap away from dropping the green flag.
Yeah, and this is going to be shaping up to be quite the exciting race here in Nashville Fairgrounds. I mean, we haven't seen these cars here, and we haven't seen this league here in a long time, as we've mentioned. So there's really a lot of unknowns up in the air. Is Brian Hacker going to be able to take that short run pace of qualifying and be able to stretch it all the way to the long run? Or are we going to see one of these guys like Mike Alexander come charging up through the field?
We're about to all find out here tonight, race fans. The Best Colorful Creations Pro Series, but for the Upstate Racing League, brought to us tonight by the Fat Wade MacDuff Memorial. Ready to go. Round number 2 of the season at the iRacing.com. Pace car will make its way to the safety of pit road. Hacker, Eschen, the front row, going green this time out of 100 laps. Put it on the board because we're racing in Nashville.
Good start back there. Guillaume Fortin gets right up to the bumper. Brian Hacker going into turn number 1. However, he is going to have to be forced to back off, but that inside line rolls way better. Brian Hacker gets himself pretty much clear of the 23 of Gary Eschen. Eschen still having to run that outside lane. He's got a lane to the inside, but Guillaume now starting to get his nose up that left rear quarter panel.
That's exactly what Brian Hacker wanted to happen. Gary Eschen cleared himself, and now it's Guillaume. I feel like this is what we saw last week. Side-by-side battle there between the 66 and the number 13. Right behind them, Matthew Barkhouse has single-filed himself out ahead of Philip Martin. And now it looks like the 66, the VRT entry there for Stephen Rochefort, will take the 3rd position here on lap number 3. So that battle will fizzle out, and they will find a long run, hopefully running spot here. Logan Powers is side-by-side, the rookie side-by-side with a veteran there. Car number 54, that is Rex Hoyle, working down to the inside. Hoyle didn't have a week that he wanted last week, but here tonight in Nashville, that Culpeper's Bakery Cafe, Colony Tire Service Center, car 54, looking good. Back into the top 10 for the 54 of Rex Hoyle.
Yeah, started in 9th, lost a couple spots right off the drop, but he's got himself back up into 10th, and now just kind of slotting into the single file lane. Looks like this entire field pretty much now. It's completely single file, looking to just kind of log a few laps and manage the tires. These drivers do have another set of tires in the pits if needed, but who knows when that opportunity may arise. And we saw last week, you only really had the chance to change the right sides while under caution.
5 laps into this one, and the battle is for the race lead. Here comes Gary Eschen, the jump man. Number 23 down to the inside there of Brian Hacker. Not able to quite get it done. He's going to give it a run down into turn 3. Looking now to the outside, Stephen Rochefort, car number 66, last week's winner in that Thunderbird. Says, well, let me thunder around the outside here of you, Mr. Gary Eschen. See if he can make it work. Hacker and Eschen, no strangers to battling as they battled through the offseason here, because with the Upstate Racing League, we only run one time a year. Well, those two drivers continuing to run short track racing styles on Monday nights here on iRacing together. So running 1 and 2 right now, they've done it all during the offseason.
Yeah, last week we saw that inside line be a little bit more dominant than the outside. I mean, both lanes had their pros and cons and were both quick, but we saw that Guillaume Fortin just could not make the outside work to pass for the race lead. And now we've seen that Brian Hacker, when he was defending the race lead, he was in that second lane and just carried a bit more speed. That was the same case with Rochford as he passed Guillaume just earlier on here, but now Gary Eschen starting to get a little bit closer to the rear bumper of that 2 machine. Is he going to try to make another move for the race lead? Can't look away just yet, but that 2 of Hacker pulling out just a little bit on turns 3 and 4 that time.
So Hacker continuing to lead the race here last time by. The pace has fallen off just about a 1/10 of a second so far here in the first 10 laps of this one. Deep into the field here tonight. One driver that's picked up a bunch of spots early. Car number 96 of Al Smith Jr. He's currently running into the 18th position with that Ford Mustang. I think that's probably the reason that he's sitting back there at 18th is the Ford Mustang logo on that car. But currently the boss man back in 18th. And then it's Bushy right behind him in the car number 15. Bushy and Smith, one of the 2 drivers, a bunch of the drivers, 2 of those drivers that ran the dirt portion with you, Kelly. They're out there doing the asphalt thing, though. I don't understand it.
Yeah, I'm not so good at the asphalt thing. That's why I'm up here in the booth with you. And now I'm going to take a quick look at another driver that's moving forward, and that is the only defending winner here at Nashville Fairgrounds, and that is the 75 of Mike Alexander. Started in 10th. He's already got himself up into 7th. Now he's starting to slowly chase down Philip Martin and opening that gap behind him to Matt Eddy. And just behind them, though, 31 Logan Powers. He's going to go to the inside of Gavin Eisel. He's going to try to get himself up into 9th place. Eisel getting a little bit wide through 3 and 4, and they're going to be completely even up across the start-finish line that time.
Yeah, the 9's taxi number 18, the driver out of New York, giving his first try here onto the asphalt side of things here for Isley in car number 18. He's sitting there currently. He's dropped a bunch of spots in the early portions, but trying to gather them all back here, trying to get that car. Maybe it has the long run pace set up underneath car number 18. Isley still working to the outside there of Powers. Powers with maybe a little bit of a wiggle as Isley pancakes the wall, coming that time out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. He will clear by the time they got to 3. Car looked like it got a little tight that time. Here comes the 31. He'll be able to pull to the bumper, but won't be able to make a pass or an attempt at it down in 1.
So far tonight, it's seeming like when you're running single file, you want to get all the way down to that line, maybe stay slightly up, but when you're going side by side, that outside lane is just able to get such a better run off of the corner that it's hard for the inside line to actually make a pass so far. So we'll have to see if that's going to be the case throughout the night, or maybe if that inside lane is going to heat up a little bit more, because everyone's kind of getting really low down on the track. And as you mentioned earlier tonight, we do have the dynamic surface working a lot better than it used to. So that grip is going to fall away on the bottom side if everyone just keeps running down there.
One driver down on the bottom with sparks flying out from underneath his car. That's the Epic Media number 6 there of Joe Schaefer Jr. Remember, he had to start at the tail of the field here tonight for his qualifying attempt. Didn't exactly go the way he wanted it here tonight, so I had to start way deep into this one. So far, he's worked himself now as he got around the number 15 there, Bushy, into position number 20. He's got Brian Bianchi just behind him in the Culpeppers Bakery Cafe, number 14, M.A., trying to work his way to the inside here of Bushy, and it looks like he will have the preferred line down the back straightaway. Into 3 they go. Bushy looks like he has to lift a little more in that Panther Posse, number 15, currently, as there's a couple of those Panther Posse entries back there.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to try to maybe cross him up going into 1 and 2, but that 14 car just had a little bit too much speed down the front straightaway, so he was able to hang on to that position. Once again, everyone kind of getting single file here. The front or top 10 is fairly bunched up, but no one's quite able to make a move just yet. Everyone kind of exploring slightly different lines throughout these corners. They search for the grip.
Yeah, nobody's been able to make any kind of move here early in this one. We're come by this time. It'll be 21 laps here at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Officially completed here tonight. Brian Hacker, who qualified on the pole here tonight for the Fat Wade MacDuff Memorial, brought to us by 4X Racing. Well, he is the driver that has led all 22 laps, and now, as I say it, he'll come out of turn number 4. He'll knock down another one here tonight. One driver into the wall, Gavin Isley, car number 18. Now Logan Powers is able to power back down around the bottom side of the speedway. He will retake the 9th position, knocking Isley back into the 10th spot. Isley able to get down in front of Rex Hoyle, though, for the 11th spot is where Hoyle is running. And now he will go under attack by the Austin Designs number 5. Scott Austin, for a moment, was looking to the inside there, but didn't quite have a way around. Right behind him, that is MacDuff and Gable. Then it's Delphia back there running into the 15th spot currently.
Oh, caution is out, and that is going to be the first caution of the night. You're going to have to see where that was. Looks like the big boss man himself, Al Smith Jr., sideways on the back straightaway. We'll have to take a look at what happened to that 96 machine. He's able to get it going back once again, but doesn't look like there's much damage to that car.
So Al Smith bringing out the first caution flag of the evening, and this is what had happened there to the Upstate Promotions number 96, and him and I believe that maybe was Ryan Holland back there, two drivers out of the RC, the remote control scene up there into the upstate New York area, making the contact, and Al Smith going around. So called a two-car incident, one car getting the worst end of that deal for the first caution of the evening.
Yeah, a couple scrapes and scratches to the front end of that 96 car, but that's pretty much it. I don't think he really knocked anything out of place or really even dented his panels all that much. So 96 getting away with it, only losing track position, and that was kind of unfortunate because he was one of the big movers so far, but he gained 4 spots, and now he's down 2.
So Smith will rejoin at the tail of the field here. Brian Hacker still the driver that is leading the way, and taking a look at it, none of these drivers have, well, come to pit road. Now Al Smith will actually bring the number 96 to pit road, so he does have a fresh set of tires. We talked about it, that these drivers do have one set of tires if they were to need them down on pit road. So Al Smith will come to pit road. He will now get his service done and get back out onto the racetrack here tonight.
Yeah, he may be taking those right side tires. Actually, it does look like he did pop up on that right side, so he has replaced the tires. They didn't have too much on them, and we're only a quarter of the way through this race, but he's going to take the fresh rubbers and see if he can use those to get himself back up at the field.
So we're come by this time. We'll see if the field is ready to double them back up or not. Let's see, the iRacing.com pace car lights do go out. So we're about a lap away here from going back racing here. It's been Brian Hacker, Gary Eschen, Guillaume Fort, and Stephen Rochefort. The top 4 drivers actually swap Rochefort and Fortin back around. That's how they will restart the first 2 rows here. The biggest driver now so far that's been picking up positions, that's going to be Joe Schaefer Jr. He'll restart the Epic Media number 6 back into the 17th position. Here as we're ready to go back racing, the iRacing.com pace car will make its way to the safety of pit road.
Yeah, Brian Hacker electing to start on the outside, and he's going to fire it off at turn number 4. It looks like back in the field, though, the 15 of Barkhouse not having a great start. Gets right up into the bumper of Mike Alexander behind him, but Brian Hacker easily leading the field into turn number 1. Now Guillaume Fortin in that 13G machine, he's trying to get himself on that outside lane. He is making a move around Gary Eschen, really rolling that high side well.
So here comes Guillaume Fortin as the caution lights are on.
We got 3 cars stacked up in turn 3. Ryan Holland involved, Al Smith Jr., and it looks like the 14 of Brian Bianchi as well.
So we just talked about Smith, the caution before being the biggest mover. Then it was Brian Bianchi, and now they're both involved in a wreck here together on lap number 30. Let's take a look back here, see what happened. There's the number 14 of Bianchi to the outside, and it looks like that car got a little loose there, and then around he's going to go as the 15 of Ryan Holland got turned around. Then you see Bianchi getting turned around, and Al Smith Jr. just nowhere to go, driving right into the wreck, right on board here with the number 96 of Al Smith Jr. See what he saw, and which was a puff of smoke and then a car going around. And then there's the Culpeper Bakery entry there of Brian Bianchi, just sitting, waiting for Smith when the smoke cleared.
Yeah, Al Smith not really having anywhere he could go in that time, and that unfortunately will cause some damage to the front end of his 96 machine this time, so he's not going to quite be as lucky as he was on that last caution, but hopefully he doesn't have too much, serious damage, and hopefully he can kind of still have some pace in that car.
One driver who was towards the front of the field did elect to come to pit road. He's coming back out onto the racetrack right now. Last week's winner, car number 66 of Stephen Rochfort, came down pit road, did get tires put on the number 66, so he'll have fresh tires here on lap number 32. So we'll see if he's able to work his way back through the field now. We've seen some passing, not a ton of passing here so far tonight here at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway here tonight for the Fat Wade MacDuff Memorial 4X Racing entry. And, well, it's being led by one of those drivers of that 4X stable. There is Brian Hacker leading the way. To his outside when we go back racing should be Guillaume Ford as Gary Eschen lost a position. And Philip Martin, another one of those drivers here tonight, who will get a spot because that was Stephen Rochford that came to pit road. So move him up a spot just because of the pit road. Looks like we are going to go single file restart here after 2 caution flags.
Yeah, caution flags back-to-back with no green flag lap in between means the field will go single file. So I'll give Brian Hacker the advantage of having a clear track, but that might also help Guillaume Fortin. As we saw last time, that inside lane did not get a good run, as though the outside was just able to carry so much more momentum around the corners.
Well, we're about to see what's going to happen here as the iRacing.com pace car heads to the safety of pit road. Green flag back into the air here for Brian Hacker. He'll bring us back to green. Everybody else coming back up to speed, but a great start there by Hacker. Guillaume Fortin, about a 2-car length gap between Hacker to Fortin.
Yeah, big gap there back to Guillaume Fortin. It's probably the biggest lead that Hacker has had so far tonight, and that is not much there. Guillaume now has to deal with the pressure of Gary Eschen. Eschen is trying to close up that gap and get that Jumpman machine to the inside or maybe even the outside of that 13 car.
One driver having to play a little defense here. That's going to be Matt Eddy. Logan Powers now down to the inside. Let's see if that Buick can roll the outside and keep the momentum up. He's crossed up and sideways that time out of turn 4. Was able to gather the Buick up. Didn't put a scratch on the old girl, but it is going to be Logan Powers now who has got around, and that'll be the 5th position that Powers in car number 31 has picked up here. So it'll be Powers in 7th there. Eddy back to 8th, and it's Gavin Isley and Scott Alston rounding out the top 10. One car was out of line back there, but he ducked back in. That was Ty Delphia real quick, car number 13. He's currently running back there into the 15th position in that good wrench entry. He'll go to the inside of the W6 here down the back straightaway into turn number 3. He'll be side by side. That is Michael Peake to the outside.
Yeah, Peake trying to run that outside lane, trying to keep up the momentum through the corners, but gets a little bit too high through the middle of the turn. And that allows Ty Delphia to get a little bit of more of an advantage, kind of creeping further and further up alongside that 6 machine. But neither one can really get an advantage. They're pretty much side by side each time coming through the corner.
That dynamic track here tonight, waiting to see if that bottom groove will go away as we creep closer to halfway, sideways there for the W6 of Michael Peake. They bang doors, him and Ty Delphia. They're down to the inside. They're going to come together again. Joe Schaefer Jr. right behind them, and he's just backed out of it. He said, I want nothing to do with that battle just ahead of me, as now Sparks out of the front right there, the W6 on Michael Peake as they work down the back straightaway. See how they play down here into 3 and 4. Looks like both drivers going to be able to stay off each other. Delphia going to come up the track just a little bit. Joe Schaefer all over the back end of this battle.
And Delphia just can't quite get himself clear of Mike Peake. Peake has just been able to fight back each time off the corner. That time, both cars looking a little bit sideways, and Joe Schaefer Jr. just staying back, trying to keep himself away from getting himself into any sort of trouble, and also trying to save his tires, because these two drivers, as they battle side by side, door banging once again, they've got to be burning their right sides up.
That time off in between 1 and 2, and now off of turn 2, a big wiggle there by the W6 of Michael Peak. That's going to allow Delphia to have the advantage as he'll slide up off of turn number 4, get right ahead of the W6 of Michael Peak, and now see if he can run away and hide, because he's going to have to, because Joe Schaefer Jr. is still there. Now Schaefer make a little contact there with the W6. Sixes are wild back here, battling, trying to work their way towards the front of the field.
6 versus W6. Which one is going to come out on top in this battle for the 4th or 15th spot? As Joe Schaefer Jr. is still trying to work that inside lane, while Peak is just trying to use that outside and just burn that car down the straightaways. But each time he's looking really loose coming off of the corners. Those tires have got to be heating up.
That's possibly what's happening here. Is another big wiggle that time out of turn 4. They were able to pull even at the start-finish line, but now the Epic Media number 6 will clear as possible crossover move here, and it will not happen there for Michael Peak. Peak will give up the position for the time being. Now up into the top 10 here, the battle for that 10th position. Isley and Austin are side by side. There's the Austin Designs number 5 of Scott Austin. There's Gavin Isley now working the outside groove. These two drivers were side by side on the dirt side of things this season, and now they're here at Nashville. Kelly, did you know at one point they actually put dirt on the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway? Just the mini oval, though.
Oh, well, the big oval looks like it could have been a fun dirt track as well, but now looking at that, this battle here, Isley got the wall, and that cost him a lot of speed. That allowed Scott Austin to get ahead, take over that 9th position, and he is going to secure himself in that spot, at least for now. Looking throughout the field, I have seen the 75 of Mike Alexander take a look to the inside of Barkhouse on that 15 car in front of him. There's been a couple times where he's tried to maybe think about making a move to the inside, but just hasn't quite committed to it just yet. But I'd keep an eye on those two. We may see it in battle for the top 5 very soon.
Nothing changing in the top 5 when we went back racing till now. As we approach the halfway point, it's still Brian Hacker leading the way in the Austin Designs number 2. And then it's Guillaume Fortin, who is currently running into the 2nd position with Gary Eschen. Philip Martin back there, 3rd and 4th. And Matthew Barkhouse, who is currently sitting inside the top 5. Halfway this time by here tonight in the Fat Wade MacDuff Memorial. Tonight brought to us by 4X Racing, as it is Brian Hacker who will lead the halfway portion of this one. And as he leads it, Delphia back here battling with the number 6 of Joe Schaefer Jr. So Schaefer still trying to work his way through the field. It's been a rough one. He started shotgun to the field. 24th on the call here tonight. He's only picked up 10 spots in the first 50 laps of this event. He's going to have to start to put the hammer down here to work his way farther up into the field. Sideways for the Epic Media number 6, though, out of turn number 4. He'll lose the spot right back to Delphia.
Yeah, I wonder if he got maybe a little bit of help from that 013 car. As off of turn number 4, it looked like he had his nose just touching that maybe right rear fender, so may have pushed that 6 just a little bit around, a little bit sideways, and that killed any momentum he may have had coming off the corner. That allowed Delphi to hang on to 14th place, at least for now. Just in front of them, though, there's another spot up for grabs as Justin MacDuff makes the move to the outside of the 91 of Adam Gable.
Yeah, Gable trying to pick up a couple spots, lost a couple early on, now trying to power his way back through as that car got a little tight, then snapped loose off the corner. It will swing right back. See how excited I got? I almost choked. But it'll go right back to Justin MacDuff. Ahead of them is the Matt Eddy machine. He keeps battling with that number 5 of Scott Austin. And now to swing back to the Buick. The Buick of Matt Eddy holding on to the 8th spot.
The outside lane looking really good right now. It carries a lot of speed, but at the same time, it seems to have a risk of being just a little bit more loose than the inside. The inside maybe being a little bit more of a stable spot as long as you don't touch that yellow line. Saw earlier on that Joe Schaefer Jr. went down low to try to make a move, but he dipped 2 tires below the yellow, and at some tracks that kind of helps you kind of hook that inside where the banking changes. It helps you rotate, but it seems here tonight at the Nashville Fairgrounds, that causes the car to maybe over-rotate a little.
Loose is fast, but on the edge of out of control. That's how these drivers are here tonight at Nashville. As you continue to watch the battle for that 8th spot, Austin still trying to work his way back around, and just behind them, then you got Justin MacDuff, who is trying to work on the veteran there. Rex Hoyle has been able to do it. Here comes Joe Schaefer Jr. He's caught back up to Delphia, and Delphia's caught to the back of the field here. So these two drivers now right on the heels of the 12th, 13th, positions here as we work lap number 58. There's the Joe Schaefer Jr. contact that time. Delphia into the door there of the number 6. And they keep it going, pointed into the right direction. They're come by this time. They will complete lap number 59 out of 100 scheduled here tonight. Steven Roachfoot, remember him? Yeah, last week's winner, driver that pitted outside, was inside actually the top 5 that he came to pit road. He's now still outside the top 15, has not been able to rebound here tonight at Nashville. It'll be 40 laps to go when they come by, and Roachfoot buried back into the 16th position.
Yeah, that strategy call of taking the pit stop early on has not worked out for him, but just in front, Joe Schaefer Jr. got ahead of Ty Delphia, and now he's to the inside of that 91 car. He's trying to keep himself moving up the field, as now the field is really starting to battle throughout this last half of the race, as we see Justin MacDuff trying to make a move on Rex Hoyle. Up ahead, once again, Scott Austin is to the inside of Matt Eddy, as Matt Eddy's trying to get himself not only clear of Scott Austin, but he's also trying to attack the 31 of Logan Powers in front of him.
Yeah, you can find battles all the way through the field here. As a little loose moment that time for the Buick, that number 88 of Matt Eddy. He's following Powers, who has moved up the track. So maybe the fast lane now is at the top side of the speedway. A little contact there between Austin and the number 88 of Matt Eddy. Right behind them, that is Gavin Isley in that other car, that white, and I believe it's supposed to be a pinkish red Maple City Auto. 9's taxi, number 18 for Gavin Isley. As now it will be Powers going to work on Scott Austin for the outside here as they work themselves down into 3.
Yeah, we're really seeing 2 major lanes kind of forming here, as most of the cars were kind of running almost in between them, and that's where the grip has kind of fallen away. You need to either get all the way to the bottom or get up into that second lane, but that second lane also seems to have quite a bit of marbles kind of building up there, so hopefully the drivers are going to be able to clear those off here within a couple laps, and that may be what will give them a bit more grip. Is just behind them, Rex Hoyle got tight. He went all the way up the racetrack, and that is going to allow that 20 car of Justin MacDuff to get to the inside.
Yeah, he's trying to go back at Joe Schaefer Jr., who's now knocking on the back end of the top 10. One driver slow to the inside there coming to pit road. I believe that may be Tyler Bushy. He will make his way to the entry of pit road, so we will stay green. Bushy running back to the 22nd position here on lap number 66 as we continue to watch the battle here. It's the best battle on the speedway, and it's with Matt Eddy and Isley Power, along with now the Epic Media number 6 of Joe Schaefer Jr. And Schaefer trying to work his way through the field, possibly saving the tires because he is one of the fastest drivers out there currently.
Yeah, big battle here for the 8th position. And these guys are all trying to get it. Their 4-way fight as they go side by side, 2 deep into turns 3 and 4. Just a little bit of an advantage to Gavin Isley there that time. He's just slightly ahead of Logan Powers. Now look at the 88 going way up the racetrack, going in almost into the 3rd lane, trying to find some grip. Diamonding off the corner, getting a lot of speed, but nowhere to go as he's got the Joe Schaefer Jr. car right in front of him. And then the 31 of Logan Powers blocking 2nd lane.
Yeah, Schaefer going to try and go to work now on Gavin Isley. Isley holding down the 8th spot. Isley, a driver that runs pro stocks up here in the Northeast, mainly out of the New York region. Car number 18 there trying to hold off Schaefer, and Schaefer going to be able to get right to the bottom there as Isley scraped the outside wall that time as he entered turn number 3. But look at the power that it's able to put down as he came off the top side of 3 and 4, right back around the Epic Media number 6. But now Schaefer down to the bottom, maybe a little loose there. Battle inside the top 5 though. There is Matthew Barkhouse. He is battling with the number 46 of Philip Martin. He got to the inside, but was not able to complete the pass. He'll go to the inside here in turn number 1 again. Philip to the outside. Matthew to the in. Well, you know what I meant.
Yeah, Barkhouse doesn't seem to quite have the grip on that bottom lane, as we've just seen him get his nose to the left rear quarter panel of the 46 car, but just wasn't able to stick there. So now trying to search a little bit higher up for some grip, maybe diamond off the corner just a little bit there through 1 and 2. Not quite going to get the advantage once again. And also just behind them, Mike Alexander was battling hard with Barkhouse just earlier on. Now he's kind of dropped back a little bit, so he's going to kind of just be a spectator here to this battle for 4th place.
Now this time to the inside. Contact! They're going to go around. Around goes the 46, and oh no, Joe Schaefer Jr. had nowhere to go as Matthew Barkhouse tried to back up the speedway. And the Epic Media number 6 very wounded as he'll drive away as he pancaked the side there of car number 15, as Philip Martin will get his. Number 46 pointed back into the right direction right before the race leader's trying to get her turned around anyway. Comes around.
Yeah, it looks like a little bit of maybe some target fixation from that 6 as he came off of turn 2 and then just went right down into the door of the 15. Some hard damage to the right front of Joe Schaefer Jr.'s car. So I think that's going to kill pretty much all the speed that he had. It looks like that right front is even rubbing up against the fender. And now he's going to come down pit road and try to fix that Epic Media machine just a little bit.
Right on board here with Joe Schaefer Jr. and see what he saw. Caution flag did not come out till right there, and at that point it was too late for Joe Schaefer Jr. to really hammer onto the brakes with that machine. So a night that was starting to look good there for Joe Schaefer Jr. now not going to be, well, a finish that he's going to like. That car is going to be very wounded. Matthew Barkhouse also very wounded. Go back here, watch it again. Watch the 15. He got down to the inside, and then they just come together. The 46 maybe down a little bit. The 15 trying to widen the corner, and then he's just a sitting duck. He backed it up the speedway, and bam! There was Schaefer.
Well, this shakes things up a little and allows these drivers, a couple of them, to come down pit road, repair damage, and to maybe take some tires for a last dash at some point-scoring positions. Now, taking a look at some of the drivers that have moved up through the field, Al Smith Jr. on that last restart, I think was all the way back in 24th maybe. But now he has got himself up to the 9th position, and he just kind of quietly picked his way through the field as we were watching a few of these other battles. I didn't even realize the 96 was carving his way up here.
So he'll be starting there. I'm taking a look at it, though. Al Smith Jr. pitted back on lap number 31. Stephen Rochefort pitted back on lap 30. Gable, Schaefer, Hoyle, Powers, Delphia, Peak, Holland, Eddy all just came down here under this current caution flag, put tires on. So those drivers, look for them to start coming through the field possibly here as we get ready with 24 laps to go. Hacker's still the race leader. Your top 6 drivers have yet to come to pit road tonight, along with the number 20 of Justin MacDuff, who will restart into the 8th position. So those drivers all on old tires. Everybody else at some point here tonight has ducked into pit road and at least grabbed 2 tires. So we're seeing tires or no tires tonight here as Brian Hacker should be the control car to the inside here. That's where he will pick. Here as the lights go out on the iRacing.com pace car. It'll be Hacker, Fortin, Eschen, Alexander now will restart into the 4th spot.
Now the question is, how much faster are those tires going to be? It looked like at the kind of fall off so far was about half a second between the start of the race and right before those drivers came down pit road. So is it going to be enough of an advantage over these drivers that have been out on these same tires for over 70 laps?
We're about to find out together, race fans, as the iRacing.com pace car makes its way. It'll be 22 laps to go. Brian Hacker says, to turn 1, we will go right on board with the race leader just behind him. That's Fortin. Down to the inside, the jump man number 23 of Gary Eschen. See if Eschen can get through the whoop section down in 1 and 2. Not going to be good enough because that outside lane, just the faster way to go here on this restart for the top 2 drivers. It'll be Hacker and Fortin back across the line.
Yeah, the drivers got a chance to cool off their tires, and the track got a chance to cool off as well. So grip levels may have changed throughout the entire field. So we'll have to see what these drivers can do. They're all looking to see where that fastest lane is. And once again, they're kind of all sitting just about half a lane up from that bottom of the field or bottom of the corners. And that seems to be working out for a number of these drivers. And that allowed Guillaume Fortin to keep his position over Gary Eschen.
One driver that has the newer tires is the number 66. Remember Stephen Rochefort? We talked about how he was buried back in 16th there probably about 15 laps ago. Well, that caution helped him because some of those drivers came to pit road to put tires on. And now Rochefort back just knocking on the back end of the top 5 because he's got Scott Austin ahead of him. And then it's the 66 who is currently running into the 6th spot. Then that's Isley, MacDuff, Gable, Powers rounding out the top 10. And Kelly, we thought Joe Schaefer Jr. was going to be absolutely done after that contact. That number 6 is still out there, and he's still trying to get into the top 10.
Yeah, still a lot of damage on that right front, but I think he did take tires when he came down. At the very least, he took right sides. Oh, no, he is coming down once again. So he suddenly just cut across the entire field, and now is just... We thought he was all right, but there's definitely something wrong with that car. As not only did he come down to pit road, he stopped before his box and has now just jumped out.
I believe there was a little contact there that may have broke something on car number 6 for Joe Schaefer Jr. So with 17 laps to go, he is out of tonight's event here in Nashville. He will not get the Fat Wayne MacDuff Memorial Trophy here tonight because in 16 laps, we're going to hand it out, but it will not go to Joe Schaefer Jr. Battle here still. Look at the number 20. There's the 30. That is Powers along with MacDuff. They were side by side, not side by side. They were nose to tail as MacDuff is side by side with Gable, and Gable into the outside wall, looking 3 wide to 1. They will settle for 2 wide, and a big wiggle there for the number 20.
Yeah, 31 of Logan Powers looking for an opportunity to go 3 wide, just couldn't find it. Nearly got into the 20. Actually did give him a little bit of a tap into turn 1 there, but both those drivers able to keep it nice and tidy. Now everyone just kind of bunched up. Big contact there up in front, though. That looked to be the 18 of Gavin Eisel as he got into, I think it was Matt Eddy coming down to the front straightaway. Look at these drivers all just 2 by 2 completely plugging the field. Oh, big checkup, though, and that's going to cause the 013 of Delphi to get turned. He gets the inside wall, and he's going to go around on the front straightaway. A couple more cars getting involved, and the other drivers at the back of the field plowing into this accident here.
That'll be Ryan Holland, Tyler Bushy, Brian Bianchi, Philip Martin, all getting involved in the Delphia incident. The number 13 of Ty Delphia to the inside there, and it looks like he will have to just take the tow back to pit road. Everybody else has rolled away from the scene of the incident. The 4th caution flag tonight flying here with just 12 laps remaining at Nashville. Bunch of cars getting wrapped up. Let's watch it back. There's the number 13 of Ty Delphia. He got it stacked up, and the 54 Rex Hoyle got him turned around. Then he got it gathered back up, and slightest contact turned him back into the wall there, and you see everybody else coming in.
Yeah, big crash there, and driver's not really sure who was at fault of that. No one's really making a claim at that, so we'll maybe just call it a racing deal for now and take a look at it later. But this is going to bunch everyone up with under 10 to go, and the top 3 have not changed throughout this entire race. The whole time it's been Brian Hacker in the lead, and then Guillaume Fortin and Gary Eschen, and that's been the kind of the only change, is those 2 swapping positions after a restart earlier on tonight. But so far they have been just those 3 cars to beat at the front of the field.
One driver getting the wave around lucky dog, and that will be car number 53 of Wade Purchase. So Purchase will get another lap back. He was the lucky dog last time. I believe that will put Purchase now back onto the lead lap here with to be under 10 to go. So he will have the opportunity now in car number 53 to pick up some positions. There's multiple drivers down on pit road. There's Martin, there's Turner, Delphia, Bushy, all down on pit road here after that little contact, and see what they can come back out onto the track and do. It is Hacker, it is Fortin, it's Eschen, Alexander, Austin, Rochford, Gable, Eddy, Powers, and Isley is how they are. They're the top 10. That's your top 10 with under 10 laps remaining here tonight in the Fat Wade MacDuff Memorial here from the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Coming to see if we can get the lights out on the iRacing.com pace car.
Pace car crossing the line now, and looks like the lights are staying on, so we're going to go around for at least another lap, at least another couple laps. So possibly 7 laps to go once we get back under green flag racing conditions. We'll have to take a look and see where Brian Hacker is going to claim his pole position for now, because remember, these drivers, the leader has the option to choose either the inside lane or the outside lane, and he's kind of swapped between the 2 throughout the night. He was running the outside earlier on. I think that last restart he was on the inside.
And taking a look to see where those fresher tires are. We talked about them earlier on. Rochford back there into the 6th position, and then it's Gable and Eddy who came to pit road. They put 2 tires on back on lap number 75. They will restart in 7th and 8th. Logan Powers put 4 tires on. He will restart in the 9th position. And then I'm looking, Gavin Isley has not come to pit road, and neither has Justin MacDuff. They will restart 10th and 11th here on the restart. Doubling them back up, it will be Brian Hacker choosing the inside, and it will be 7 laps remaining when we do go green flag racing. It'll be Hacker to the inside with Guillaume to the outside.
Yeah, keep an eye on these drivers here, and also keep an eye on the 75 and Mike Alexander. He's in that preferred outside lane. He'll be looking for an opportunity to get himself into the top the top three as we get back under green flag racing. Brian Hacker rockets off down the front straightaway, now into turn one. He is completely clear of Guillaume Fortin. Fortin has his own lane. He's able to drop down to the bottom, but as mentioned, Gary Eschen is under attack from Mike Alexander in that second lane, helping Alexander a little bit as we get a caution once again. Before we can really complete the first lap here, looks like Matt Eddy and Adam Turner have gone around in turn 3.
Not the Buick. They scratched the Buick of Matt Eddy here tonight with 6 laps to go. The 5th caution flag of the evening will fly here at Nashville. Well, let's take a look what happened to the Buick here of Matt Eddy. There you see him to the outside. To the inside, it is the Matthew Barkhouse entry. And, contact there from the 15. Going to turn the number 88 to the inside. Nowhere for Adam Turner to go. He was locked up and sideways coming into that one. Maybe got shoved down. Let's see if we get a better angle here. Watch the number 88 of Matt Eddy to the outside, the green machine. There's the 15 of Matthew Barkhouse down to the inside, and maybe Eddy, I can't tell there, Kelly, did maybe Matt Eddy make a little contact to the wall that sent the 88 down the speedway?
I don't know if he hit the wall. He was up close to it, but I think he was trying to just get away from it a little and didn't realize the 15 of Matthew Barkhouse was just to his bumper there and just kind of got those bumpers locked together, and it sent him spinning off down into the wall on the inside.
Yeah, and Turner got turned off the nose cone there of car number 46 of Philip Martin. That's what spun the number 92 down the speedway. So that is what brought out the 5th caution flag of the night, and I don't know if we're going to get this one re-fired off here before having to go to overtime.
Yeah, caution has been changed 2 laps to green, so let's see. I think we might have a 2-lap shootout.
Well, that will save us then from going to extra innings here and save that green-white checker if we were to need it here tonight at Nashville, because they all want to do the Fat Wade MacDuff Memorial proud here tonight at Nashville. Get this one in the scheduled length distance, as Hacker is the race leader, so he should be the driver. Well, we'll see. Does he choose the inside or the outside? Because this time we should see them double them back up so we can get back racing here tonight, as Brian Hacker will choose single file. Easy enough.
Yeah, they didn't quite get the line that time, I guess. I thought that Brian Hacker had reached the start-finish line when the caution flew, but I guess not. So we are going to go single file here for what could possibly be the last restart of the night. It looks like it will be a 2-lap shootout. So essentially a green-white checkered without really being declared a green-white checkered. So see pace car come down and away, and control the field goes to the number 2 once again.
Let's see when Hacker fires it off. He's going to fire it off early again down the banking. He goes out of turn 4. Green flag is up with just 2 laps to go. Brian Hacker will lead us to turn number 1.
Gary Eschen got a good start there, but just couldn't quite get the nose to the inside of the 75, and Mike Alexander, the 66 just behind him of Rochefort, he got real sideways off at turn number 2, but he was able to maintain control of that car, and he's still trying to chase after the 5. Big hit into the wall for the 23, and that is going to cost him. Now the 5 of Austin, he gets to the inside, so does the 66. Looks like there's damage to that 23 car.
Possible tire down on Gary Eschen's car here on the final lap of the evening, but it'll be all Brian Hacker leading 100 laps here tonight in Nashville. He'll pick up the win in the Fat Wade MacDuff Memorial 100-lap feature here tonight at Nashville. Guillaume Fortin will finish second. Mike Alexander will finish in P number 3 with Scott Austin, then Rochefort into the top 5. That's your unofficial results as they all came across the line here tonight. Hacker, your big winner in Nashville. We'll have to hear what he has to say, the driver out of Huntley, Illinois. Remember, we told you at the top of the show, he was Wade MacDuff's biggest fan, his idol. So we'll see what he has to say about Wade MacDuff when he hops out of that number 2 machine. He'll park it down here onto the front straightaway, and we will talk to the driver of the Austin Designs number 2, along with the 13 of Guillaume Fortin and Mike Alexander right after this, race fans. Don't go anywhere. Here with the top 3 have to say after 100 laps here in Nashville.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome back here, race fans, to the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. The lights came on, the stars came out, and the sparks flew here tonight in the Fat Wade MacDuff Memorial here at Nashville. What do you say we don't waste any time, because there's a driver that has been waiting for this moment, well, ever since the schedule came out. Let's head to Victory Lane now, as it is the number 2 of Brian Hacker. Hacker, a great run for you here tonight in the memory of your friend, Wade MacDuff.
Yeah, it is fitting that we're here tonight. I'm glad that we were able to pull this one off, and for everybody out there watching, Wayne's a buddy of mine, and he lost a bunch of weight, so we wanted to honor him by having a memorial race for his former self.
Well, he was a longtime member here on the Upstate Racing League on the dirt side of things, and dabbled here on the asphalt. What did you learn from Wade MacDuff when he was here?
In terms of racing, absolutely nothing. But in terms of life, he taught us a lot. So he's a good dude. I hope he's watching tonight. We raced with his brother Justin still. He overall, good guy. He's got a lot going on at home with work and everything. So hopefully we'll get him back out to URL sometime soon.
Well, enough with the Wade MacDuff jokes here tonight. Tell us about this race car and how was it out there for 100 laps?
It was pretty good. I did get a little nervous, at the end when some of these guys pitted and saw them kind of coming up into the top 10. But once we got a couple more cautions, I figured, these things fire off pretty well, even on old tires. We, probably had a good shot as long as we held our line and didn't, let anyone try to sneak inside or outside of us. And it was a good night for us. Maybe, we like these boring races where we don't have to fight through a lot of issues throughout the night.
You talk about late in this one in the tire situation. You had the same tires through the top 3 cars, but were you worried because Guillaume was right behind you in a late race restart, short track racing? You just never really know what's going to happen.
Yeah, you always wonder what's going to happen there at the end. G and I go way back in this league. Several years now. He always runs me clean. I try to run him clean. We just had a hell of a battle a couple nights ago in these cars and tried to run each other clean. So I was hoping that he would run it clean and I would do the same. I wasn't going to pinch or dorm or anything like that, and may the best man come out at the end. It's hard to pass here, so I think he was probably just as fast as we were, maybe even faster. It's hard to get that run.
Well, a great run for you here tonight, Brian. Another victory. I believe this is the first victory on asphalt that I got to actually speak to you afterwards anyway. So what do you say the red carpet rolls out and you tell us who's on the side of this very shiny number 2?
Yeah, as always, Scott Austin. Austin Designs, he had a good run in 4th, almost made the podium here. Carbon Junction, Aberdeen Lodge, Boulder Beer Bar up in northern Wisconsin. If you're ever up there, go give them a shout. Thanks to you and Kelly for coming out and doing this. It's always good to hear you guys call these races. You guys do an awesome job. And Al for putting this thing on. Had a few cautions tonight, but overall I think it was a pretty decent race.
There you have it. He comes from Huntley, Illinois, and he will win tonight's the Fat Wade MacDuff Memorial Race here at Nashville. Brian Hacker picking up the trophy here tonight, and the driver that will finish in P number 2. I believe, Kelly, you're standing by with the driver of the 13.
Yeah, caught up now with the driver of the 13 machine, Guillaume Fortin. Salut, Gil. Comment est-elle la voiture ce soir?
Elle allait très bien. She was really good. Brian did a hell of a job keeping it out front, and like I'm used to second place now with this league, so but it's a nice start of the season to have 2 second place and trying to go back for a back-to-back championship. It was awesome tonight.
Yeah, there really isn't not much better of a way to start off a championship run with 2 back-to-back second-place finishes. I mean, of course, you could go for the win, but still, just these good, consistent front-row finishes are going to help you along. But as we move on throughout the season, I mean, we're going into next week. I believe we're at Stafford, so things are going to change up a little bit. What do you think your results are going to be next week?
Yeah, hopefully everything goes to plan and I get good result. But it's all about tire management and also track position with those cars. So hopefully we can qualify up front every race and try to be there at the end and have a right front to make some passes for the lead.
Well, we saw tonight cars were changing the lines all throughout the night and they're going all over the track. What was it like searching for grip out there tonight?
Yeah, it was weird. I think the outside line was predominant from the start, but once we got like halfway, or once we got the last caution, I felt like the inside line came to life again, and I tried to make it happen, but with the last caution, like with 3 to go, I knew I had nothing for Brian because the tire had cooled down, and he did an awesome job up front to get the lead and never look back.
Oh, congratulations once again on your second place finish here tonight. Before we let you go, I'm sure you're very familiar with how this all works. Who would you like to thank for your run tonight?
Yeah, first of all, I have to thank Gestion LPG. They're doing all kind of workstation and also pit boxes and everything you need to have in your race car trailer. So if you need anything, hook them up. And also, you go back at Motorsports. They're great, and we're having fun every day this summer with them racing, and you guys and Al for putting up this awesome broadcast and this awesome league.
All right, thank you so much for coming out and talking to us, Guillaume. Hopefully we'll hear from you for a 3rd week in a row next week at Stafford.
Thank you.
All right, that was Guillaume Fortin, driver of the number 13, and I think we're now going to pass it on to our 3rd place finisher tonight, who's caught up with Roger.
I believe we do have the driver of car number 75 hanging out here now, Mike Alexander. A very quiet night behind the wheel of this number 75. What did you see out there? How did that car feel?
It was pretty good. I was just trying to bide my time, and I found it hard to pass, and just was kind of trying to pick a couple cars off here and there on restarts, and then a couple of them got in an incident in front of me that gave me a couple, and just picked my way up to the front. But I don't know. I like these cars. They seem to fit my driving style, so I think I'll be pretty fast this year, honestly.
Well, the quiet night here tonight at Nashville, and you say this car fits your style. Should we look to see at the end of the year if this 75 can pick up another championship? Is this going to be a year for you to run for another one?
I'm going to try. I mean, I seem to race really well on these. I don't really have that. By the end of the run, I seem to have more tire left than a lot of guys. So I don't know. I must just take care of my right front pretty well. But I'm going to make a run at it, and we'll see where the cards fall.
Well, we look forward to seeing what you can do this season with a brand new fresh paint on that machine. So what do you say? Who's on the side? It's always the same crew, but it's always looking new every year.
Yeah, I just want to thank Arner Kinsman's Auto Salvage, Zander Sign Group, Stall Property, it's Port City Race Cars, CRF Chassis, Rev Racing, and my brother Matt there. He made a little boo-boo tonight, but he's got the speed, so he'll be all right.
There you have it, a champion. Car number 75. Mike Alexander here tonight will rally 7 spots, and especially late, able to pick up a couple of them when they all piled them up. He will finish P number 3 here after 100 laps here at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. So with those top 3 drivers, they're having themselves a good points night. Who's the driver that picked up the most spots? Well, it's the boss man himself. He was able to rally back Al Smith Jr. Remember, he went around and then got wrapped up in 1 at the midway. Well, he finishes 12th here tonight after picking up 10 spots. The driver that would like to have this one back, well, Joe Schaefer Jr. was very fast. Matt Eddy was running inside the top 10 all night long. How about Philip Martin in car number 46? They all knew he was here tonight, but it will only be a 17th place finish for Philip Martin. A great run, though, all in all, Kelly, here at Nashville. And the greatest part is, in 7 days, we get to line these cars up again and do it once more.
Yeah, fantastic race tonight. We had a bunch of different lanes, a bunch of different options for these drivers, and we even saw some strategy come to play as a few of these drivers came down pit road, took some tires, and tried to charge their way up through the field late in the race. But they kind of got held up a little bit as Al Smith Jr., he restarted in 9th with pretty much everyone behind him having taken fresh tires, and he just kind of held them all off to hang on to a 12th place finish. So great job from him, and great job from a number of these drivers like Mike Alexander coming up 7 spots to finish in the top 3. So hopefully we get another exciting race next week, and I'm already looking forward to it.
Well, next week's race, we will be at the Stafford Motor Speedway for the Stafford Spring Fling for 100 laps at Stafford. Well, race fans, until we see you then, with everybody with the Upstate Racing League, everybody at Best Colorful Creations, and of course, everybody behind the great race here tonight at the Fat Wade MacDuff Memorial. That's Kelly Dahl. I'm Roger Muth, and we hope you all enjoyed tonight's virtual show here from Nashville. And until we see you then, stay safe, and we'll see you in Turn 3.